top performer at the CSEC exams, Al-Akel Parilon, is the 2016 Island Scholar. A private sector initiative to help Haiti, Cuba and the Bahamas after they were battered by Hurricane Matthew. And government to address concerns regarding the criteria for choosing the Island Scholar. I am Julian Morris with the Channel 5 News. The details after this. First up, a former top performer at the CSEC exams is Dominica's 2016 Island Scholar. Here is Andrea Louis with more.
19-year-old Al-Akel Parilon of Forcolé was the country's top performer at the 2014 CXC exams. The former St. Mary's Academy student obtained 11 ones and 2 twos. Now, 2 years later, he is the Island Scholar, having obtained grade B in mathematics, A in business, A in accounting and A in general paper for the 2016 A-level exams.
I am definitely proud. This is one of the proudest days of my life for sure. I invested a lot along with my support group, and that's the specific thing. The A-level support program gave us a lot of skills and a lot of methods in order for us to do what we needed to do. We all became a stronger family due to the fact that we came together as the program, the A-level program. We were like the special set of students who did more than what was really required.
Parilon hopes to have a career as a systems analyst. The other top performers at this year's A-level exams had also done remarkably well at the CSEC exams 2 years ago. Both are former convent high school students and both had obtained 10 ones at CXC.
Tiffany Danik Johnson, accounting C, economics B, business B, and general paper A. Antoya Yelani Vital, mathematics C, physics D, literature in English D, and the general paper grade A.
1 candidates wrote this year's A-level exams.
In related news, several concerns regarding the A-level exam program and the Island Scholar have been raised at the official release of the 2016 A-level results this week. Member of the A-level support program says one of the main issues is the cost of the scholarship, which is determined by where the scholar chooses to study.
I personally believe that we can no longer afford the luxury of students choosing where they want to go to have for their Island Scholarship. I can recall in the past where a student who gained the Island Scholarship decided and was accepted to do it at the University of Oxford. And I can tell you that it was so expensive that for 1 year to keep that student at the University of Oxford, they could have given 4 other scholarships to the University of the West Indies.
Volney believes Dominican scholars need to look towards pursuing their degree within the region.
And I think the time has come not only from a practical perspective and a financial perspective of the actual cost, but also from a regional point of view, that we need to look at UWI. If you want, you can give the person a good scholarship to UWI. In other words, when they go to UWI, they don't have to scrunt. In other words, it's not just an average scholarship. It's a good scholarship. But let them do it at UWI. Why should they go to Oxford to do medicine when we have a medical program at UWI? And the savings that you have there would be able to give scholarships to, say, the second or third or both of the other contenders who are deserving.
Another of the concerns regarding the Island Scholar is whether or not he returns to Dominica to help with nation building.
The issue of bonding is also something else, whether Island Scholars should now be bonded. Because sometimes you can say that they've worked so hard that they need to get a freebie, and the freebie is that they no longer need to come back to serve their country, at least not by law.
Volney also highlighted the difficulties students face in pursuing both the A-level and associate degree programs and promised that negotiations will begin soon to rectify the situation.
I think some students were complaining that it was extremely difficult for them to be doing both the GCE A-level exams and the associate degree exams at the same time. And so it did not really give them that much time to shift from one to the other, which would allow them to, say, concentrate on a particular exam, or even to give them breathing space. But I will certainly negotiate on behalf of the new students with the registrar's office to see if they are given a little more breathing space, which will allow them a better chance of success.
And the Minister for Education, Peter Saint-Jean, has assured tertiary level educators and students that government has heard their concerns regarding the criteria for choosing the Island Scholar. As it stands, the Island Scholar is chosen based on the performance at the A-level exams. A member of the A-level support group pointed out that this was archaic, as there are other examinations which can be used to determine the Island Scholar.
When the Island Scholarship was conceptualized, there was only the GCE A-level. But since then, we now have the Dominica State College Associate degree. And over the past 10, 15 years, we've also had the development of CAPE, which is the CXC A-level, the equivalent of the CXC A-level. So it means right now that by law, these two programs cannot compete for the Island Scholarship. And I think that this needs review.
The Minister for Education says the appropriate steps are being taken to remedy the situation.
2 years ago, when I made a statement to the effect that we were looking at amending the legislation, there appeared at that time to have been stiff resistance. Thankfully today, my task is much easier, and that of the Ministry of Education, and I wish to advise that we have already put a mechanism in place where we have reviewed the legislation. We have taken a decision to amend the legislation, and pretty soon, in the Parliament of the Commonwealth of Dominica, I will table an amendment to effect that change. And thankfully, as I said, I suspect that we have the support of the wider public on the issue.
Moving on to other news now, the Dominica Association of Industry and Commerce is leading a private sector initiative to seek aid for hurricane-ravaged Haiti, Cuba, and the Bahamas.
DAIC announced on Monday that it is working with its counterparts in the respective chambers of the islands affected by Hurricane Matthew to determine their specific needs and how the private sector in Dominica can support them. President of the DAIC, Kira Thompson-Ed, says she acknowledges the socio-economic impact the aftermath of a hurricane could have on a country.
With that in mind, a few business houses have actually taken a couple of initiatives. Some have offered pricing actions on their remittances. Some are working through their corporate arm to put together items and other forms of aid in alignment with what they currently offer in their service. We are going to be working with our membership collectively to seek ways to send relief in one shape or the other to these islands. We have been in touch with the chambers from the various islands, seeking a way to get information as to what the needs on the ground actually are.
The DAIC membership has expressed willingness to work with other businesses to offer relief to these CARICOM countries.
The chambers in Grenada, Barbados, and Martinique did the same and were able to send items that we needed, and we were able to distribute it through the Dominica Red Cross. And our intention is to do the same thing with these territories. It's an effective way, and the private sector knows that, we must always be engaged from one private sector to another country to another private sector.
The move comes on the heels of a call to action by the Prime Minister, encouraging those with 10 or more staff to spearhead a Hurricane Matthew relief and recovery exercise within their individual establishments, an idea which Thompson-Ed supports.
I must agree with the Prime Minister. It's a collective effort of every individual in any country to reach out to their colleagues, persons within our region, not just in our region, across the world. If somebody is in need, you must consider that. And I always, I live by a very simple philosophy: do unto others as you would have done unto yourself. And I think it's important that we think of what was done for us after Erica, and put aside any concerns that we may have on our financial state, economic state, and see what we can do.
In other news, the head of the Catholic Church in Dominica is among those who believe the court system should be reviewed. Bishop Gabriel Malze is advocating for restorative justice as a way of transforming offenders. He makes the appeal in the context of Catholic bishops urging governments to remove the death penalty from their books.
It's not a question of condoning wrong or letting a person go free. In fact, our court system have to change, because you'll find that people who have money can get relief, whereas the poor people can be sentenced to imprisonment. So there has to be some restorative justice.
Restorative justice focuses on the rehabilitation of offenders through reconciliation with victims and the community at large.
For one reason or another, somebody has gone out of the way, they have been derailed for some social problem. What is the responsibility of the state? What is the responsibility of the nation? Or what is the responsibility of the community towards those people? That's the question we're posing. And these are not easy questions. Justice has to be served. That's important. If it is a question of being imprisoned for life, whatever it is, but what means by which we can rehabilitate people. And that requires money, it requires time, it requires programs, it requires education, re-education. And that is the bigger challenge for us. But why not? Why not, really? Everybody wants to be saved, eh? All of us. And every person has to be given the opportunity to reach that point.
You're watching Channel 5 News. More news coming up. Thanks for staying with us. Strategic alliances and equity financing have been recognized as key elements in moving the local manufacturing and services industries forward. Here again is Andrea Louis.
During By Dominica month in September, a symposium was held for local manufacturers and those involved in the service industries on how to make each sector more profitable. Business Development Officer with the Dominica Coalition of Service Industries says formulating strategic alliances should be top on any entrepreneur's agenda.
So in terms of building strategic alliances, first of all, persons must know why they're going into that partnership. If persons don't know why they're going into it and it's just for fun, it's best not to do it, because in going into strategic alliances, it's to accomplish specific purposes and for specific projects. It's also important to recognize the value that one contributes to the strategic alliance. And in terms of entering into the partnership, it's important to do a small pilot project. If someone is going into a large multi-million or billion-dollar project, it's important to at least test the partnership with something smaller before entering into something so big.
Equity financing can also be targeted as a creative means of developing the local industries.
Equity financing is where you get capital from other persons and you could pay them either a dividend, which is a small amount, in increments. It could be annually, it could be monthly, based on the contract or the information, well, based on the agreement that the different parties set up. When the market is operating effectively, that means when there's no recession or when it is at its best, it's better to use debt financing, because persons are able to pay their loans in a better way. However, when the market is more difficult, which may be like now, it's more difficult, it may be better to use equity financing, because you could get different partners in and it could be more flexible.
Local manufacturers and service providers are being reminded that networking is vital to growing the industries.
Well, in terms of the way forward for the service providers in Dominica, it's actually helping to build that sort of network and the reliance or the importance of the service sector. So in terms of DCSI working with the service sector, it encourages us that we can add more value to the service providers in Dominica. In terms of working along with the manufacturers, we've also started our strategic alliance with the Dominica Manufacturers Association. So this month has given us a great opportunity to work with our different stakeholders, which is the Dominica Manufacturers Association, the Dominica Export-Import Agency, and the Ministry of Commerce.
And cervical cancer reportedly on the rise throughout the Caribbean. According to President of the Healthy Caribbean Coalition, Professor Trevor Hassel, cervical cancer claims approximately 6 lives per day in the region. Coordinator of cancer care here, Vina Roye, says women over the age 25 are encouraged to have a pap smear done.
Today, you know, they used to say that if you are under a certain age, you don't need to. But we see cancer showing up in very, very young ages now. So I don't even know about what age and what age is not. Because you may just find, I say 25, and you may hear of a young lady, right? We had this very young girl of 18. She died around 20, right? And she was a breast cancer patient. So people just have to be very vigilant. And the more you know, the more you are aware, is the better you are able to deal with it.
The Cancer Care Society here has partnered with a local organization to make mammograms more affordable for women throughout the month of October, Breast Cancer Awareness Month.
If you need to do a mammogram, you can still go to Medicus during the month of October, and normally you pay $250 for a mammogram, but you pay $200. So women in Dominica, you can take advantage of that offer and go to Medicus Diagnostic close to the Treasury, and you can get a mammogram done. If you do the mammogram, it is likely that there will be nothing wrong, no lump, but in the event that there is, it is good that you know and you can begin.
Pink Day will be observed on October 21, where all are asked to wear something pink to create awareness of breast cancer survivors and victims. The Minister for Education has acknowledged the sacrifice our teachers have and continue to make. Mr. Session told the 2016 Teachers' Day rally he was also aware of the importance of a teacher's work to the continued growth of the nation.
You are charged with a significant responsibility, but allow me to say to you, you are not alone. We are with you, and together, I believe we can accomplish our mission.
He said many teachers deny themselves their personal goals, all in an effort to help students on their path to success.
This, my friends, is ultimate sacrifice. As professionals, we must work collectively to maintain and to protect the status of the teacher within society. You, my friends, are the keepers of your profession.
The minister reminded teachers that their actions directly impact on the public's perception of their profession. A MarpinNewsOct11th2k16 team is currently reaching out to some of the schools here in an effort to educate and create awareness about the company and its services. Sales and marketing executive at Marpin, Chantal Charles Winston, sat down with me earlier following a trip to St. Luke's Primary.
We had this particular little boy who could tell us everything about Marpin, and it was just amazing. We created awareness, we educated on the different services that we offered, especially, you know, with our channel lineup, HBO being added to our channel lineup. And our local programming, the children, you know, were quite informed the different channels, the different local programs that we offer, like for instance, Power of Numbers, our local vibes, Iron Sports. You know, they were really informed, and it was nice to know that they knew about Marpin. The St. Luke Primary School, want to say thank you to you again for welcoming us to the school, and we have 3 other schools lined up between this week and next week. We'll be in Lapland on Friday, and Marpin has much more to offer you.
You're looking forward to going to Lavalin.
Yes, yes.
Two other schools after that?
Yes, yes.
Okay, so they're not just learning about the programming lineup and so on, they're learning about the company as well.
About the company.
The staff, are they asking questions about who
yes,
is who?
Yes, and about the news reporters, the cameramen, you know, the frontline staff, they are informed. They visited our offices, and I can tell you the children know about mapping. So it's not only just about the company and about the networking, but they know the people.
So do you go bearing gifts, or what happens?
Yes.
What do you leave any
yes.
mementos with them?
After the presentation, we provide them with little gift packages, snack bags and bottles,
really
paraphernalia.
like that.
Yes,
You know how
yes.
kids are, they
yes.
really like that.
So it's Christmas in Independence.
That's news. Your sports highlights next with Kenny Williams.
In cricket, we can tell you that India defeated New Zealand by 321 runs in their third test match on Tuesday. India batted first and made 557 for 5 declared in the first innings. Virat Kohli smashed 211 and A. Rahane 188. In reply, the Zealanders were bowled out for 299, Martin Guptill 72, James Neesham 71 and Tom Latham 53. R. Ashwin went through the New Zealand batting lineup, taking 6 for 81. In the second innings, C. Pujara scored 101 not out and G. Gambhir 50. With the target set at 475, New Zealand fell short and scored 153 all out. R. Ashwin picked up 7 for 59. India won the series 3-0. Next up, Goodwill Primary topped the overall boys and girl categories in the West Central District Track and Field preliminaries organized by the Sports Division on Tuesday. The Goodwill Primary led the way with 93, followed by Maho on 81 and St. Mary's Primary 69. In the girls category, Goodwill showed its dominance with 103 points in first place. Massac Primary came second on 84 and Maho 52. Meantime, in the Northeast Zone, W.S. Stevens was in first place with 96, Kalibishi next on 69 and Wesley 27. For the girls, it was W.S. Stevens again in the front with 98, Wesley 86 and Kalibishi 61. Back with more cricket, West Indies A team opened the scoring on day one of their unofficial test against Sri Lanka A, scoring 331 for 5 on Tuesday. Jamar Hamilton topped the scoring with 99. Vishal Singh added 81, Rajendra Chandrika 51 and Shimron Hetmeyer 48. Sri Lanka leads the 3-match series 1-0. Meantime, West Indies women in their second tour match against England won by 38 runs on Monday. The Windies, taking first knock, were bowled out for 148. Stephanie Taylor led the scoring with 56, while Deandra Dottin supported with 21. Alex Hurtley picked up 4 for 31 and Catherine Burt 2 for 35 for England. Set 149 to win, England was bowled out for 110. Natalie Shiver 27 and Heather Knight 26. Deandra Dottin and Afi Fletcher had hot hands for West Indies, taking 4 for 19 and 3 for 20 respectively. Shooting in the hoops of netball, we bring you results from the most recent games played in the M&J Guttermead Northern Netball League. Memory Lane Stars Picard had bends underneath their heel for a 47-5 pounding. Ian Douglas Gunvilla bested Portsmouth United 50-19, and Northern Contractors Paybush defeated Kelvedaro St. Joseph All-Stars 21-14. In rounders, Maxwell Royal Challengers defeated Tremors by 3 wickets in action from the most recent games in the 2016 Giant Malt Rounders League. Tremors batted first and scored 347 for 2. Melissa Tavernier 117 and Hillen Del Sol 70. In reply, Maxwell Royal Challengers scored 356 for 8 in 39.2 overs. Irma St. Louis 63 and Angela Mangol 60. There was no play in the other quarterfinal between ACS South Defenders and Dubla Almond Stars due to wet conditions at Geneva Playing Field. And served from the tennis courts, we can tell you that Yannick Josiah captured the 18 and under boys title by defeating O'Mundy McIntyre in the Big Edge Youth Tennis Tournament on the weekend. Josiah won the game 6-0, 6-0. He also copped the under 14 game against Alonso Doctrove 4-0, 4-1. In the under-12 boys, however, Restorative went on to beat Jediah Junkier 4-0-4-0. And in the girls under-18, Tori Joseph bested Jenny Graham 6-1-6-3. Topping the under-10 boys final was Tiago Alishore. Meantime, the beginners showing the best performance with the red ball were Ali Mendez in the boys and Jasmine Flosak in the girls division. The tournament concluded with a prize-giving ceremony where Jasmine Flosak was awarded the overall champion. Boys red ball champion went to Ali Mendez. Top under-10 player Tiago Alishore. Under-12 champion Alonzo Restorative. The girls under-18 champion Tori Joseph. And the under-18 and 14 boys champion Yannick Josiah. That's all the sporting highlights for now. I am Kenny Williams. We'll see you in the next one.
And now for your weather forecast.
Good evening and welcome to tonight's weather broadcast. I am your presenter, Annie Coretta Joseph. We start off this evening by taking a look at earlier satellite imagery, and what it shows is this area of convection associated with an approaching tropical wave. Visible satellite imagery showed partly cloudy skies over Dominica throughout the course of today. Radar image indicated some shower activity over Guadeloupe throughout the afternoon. Conditions for tonight, partly cloudy to cloudy with some scattered showers, and similar conditions can be expected tomorrow with an increase in shower activity by afternoon. Sea conditions are moderate in open water with waves up to 7 feet. Small craft operators and sea bathers, you are advised to continue to exercise some caution. Taking a look at the extended forecast, a tropical wave is expected to move across the area tomorrow, Wednesday into Thursday, resulting in partly cloudy to cloudy skies with some scattered showers. And on Friday, partly cloudy to cloudy skies can be expected with some showers. Across the region tomorrow, partly cloudy to cloudy skies with scattered showers can be expected throughout the chain. On the international scene, partly cloudy skies also in New York, Miami and London, with some showers in Miami and London. Some thunderstorm activity expected in Caracas and clear skies in Beijing. The sun will rise tomorrow at 5:57 a.m. and set at 5:47 p.m. For up-to-date information, log on to our website at weather.gov.dm or call the weather hotline at 447-5555. Thank you for viewing and join us next time. Good night.
To end the news, the headlines again. Top performer at the CSEC exams, Al Akel Parilon is the 2016 Island Scholar. A private sector initiative to help Haiti, Cuba and the Bahamas after they were battered by Hurricane Matthew. And government to address concerns regarding the criteria for choosing the Island Scholar. Feel free to contact us at news@marpin2k4.com. You can also access our past newscasts on our YouTube channel. On behalf of the production team, I am Julian Morris. To all of viewers around the world, thank you for watching.